Welcome back to another episode of Luxury Specialist. I'm your host, Michael LaFido. You are in the right place. If you're an agent, you're a team leader, you're a broker owner, you want to increase your average sale price, you want to bring more value to the table to both buyers and sellers, you're creative, and you're hungry. We're going to talk about hungry today, or hunger today, and not talking about the food. But just a couple reminders. If you guys have any questions, if you're listening to a replay of this or you're watching a replay of this, the best way to send a question in would be to send us an email, michael@marketingluxurygroup.com, michael@marketingluxurygroup.com. Additionally, we just released a new ebook. Get your ebook. It's titled 7 Secrets to Break into Luxury with No Marketing Budget, a $0 marketing budget. You can go to luxurylistingblueprint.com, luxurylistingblueprint.com to get your free ebook. Again, 7 Secrets to Break into Luxury with a $0 marketing budget. Go to luxurylistingblueprint.com. As always, if you want additional information on where I'm speaking next or the LUXE designation, go to luxurylistingspecialist.com, luxurylistingspecialist.com for more info on LUXE. And on the top tab, you can see events, and you could click on the events tab and see where I'm speaking as a guest speaker or where our next LUXE designation events are. Again, I've had some events already this year. We just had an amazing event in Scottsdale. We got Houston. We have Cabo, Mexico. We got Miami and Nashville lined up already, and we're going to be adding some for 2024 and beyond. We just, if you go to the website I told you about, you'll see some additional information on us, but we literally had some powerful people. We just did an event, as I mentioned, in Scottsdale, and I had several people come up to us and say it was the best event ever. One agent said he went to another designation, luxury designation training, and it didn't even compare. This agent on the screen to the left literally coaches with Craig Proctor, who's like a Tom Ferry, Mike Ferry. He's a legend. And he talked about how he feels more equipped to go after luxury as well as others. So we have plenty of case studies. If you are thinking about increasing your average sale price, you want to be certified in luxury, reach out or go to luxurylistingspecialist.com. Our next book, Secrets of Top Luxury Agents, we're so excited about it. Literally, I believe it will be a bestseller. We have some industry icons at Secrets of Top Luxury Agents. You can go there and get on the wait list. So when the book launches, we'll offer those on the wait list something special, including the digital copy. So again, Secrets of Top Luxury Agents will be coming out in April, end of April. We're excited about that. So today's guest reached out to me a couple weeks back, and honestly, it was a cold call, and I picked up. I'll never forget. I was in the line to get my car washed. Just got a new car. I was in the line to get the car washed, and I get a lot of people that call me and text me or send emails or come up to me at different conferences, and I have a photographic memory in some sense, but man, I forget names. I forget relatives' names, and so Sam gave me a call, and he said, "Hey, Michael, I attended your luxury training for Keller Williams at their luxury retreat in Florida. And man, you made an impact on my life." So he started telling me about what he's doing. And I thought two things. One, he can help others because his story is inspiring and he had limiting beliefs from his background like we all do. So I'm going to bring Sam on from New York. Sam, are you there?
Yes, I am. How are you, Michael?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks so much for joining me today. And, I told everybody before I brought you on the story of how you called me a few weeks back, and you filled me in on how we met. And you were with Keller Williams at the time, and Leslie Akers, who's a dear friend of mine and respected by so many in the industry. She ran Keller Williams Luxury Division, and she had me come down because we have our designation, and she wanted Keller Williams to require our designation versus the Institute CLHMS. And so we labbed our course. We had 100 top Keller Williams agents that had the Institute's course, and they took them through ours, and the feedback was great. And you were at that event, and tell everybody a little bit about how Leslie almost had to twist your arm to get down there.
Yeah, and then thank you for having me on, Michael. It's a pleasure. And yes, I did cold call you. That's my specialty. That's how I got into business. So I figured I'd do that with you. And then we had a great conversation. But yeah, Leslie, back in 2019, KW was doing a luxury event. It was a conference. It was a 4-day conference. So my manager told me at the time, Lauren, you should go, Sam. You'll be good for that. And I'm doing pretty well. I'm doing 20, 25 units a year, but luxury, I was just on the threshold. So she really thought it was something that would be a next step for me. And when I was thinking about luxury event, I was thinking, okay, we're going to Miami, Boca, we're going to have fun. It's going to be a big party. Where's the train? Like what possible training could you give us? Right. That was my thought. So am I just spending a lot of money? And am I going to end up in Disney World at the end of the week? That's what I was thinking, right? So long story short, she didn't tell me, but she had Leslie Akers call me from Texas. And mind you, she's the president of Luxury of K. That's pretty big, right?
Yeah, so, Keller Williams International. She was she ran luxury for them.
She ran, right, exactly.
Big deal. Yes.
Yeah, it's a big deal. So I just I remember that day. I just finished signing the contract, so I was ho hum. I had a lot of adrenaline because when you sign a contract, buyers are happy, sellers happy. And I went to get some lunch, and as soon as I walked in the restaurant, I get a call, and I see it says Texas. So I normally don't pick up phone calls from out of state because usually it could be
call spam. Yeah, we can, National Association of Realtors Healthcare Benefits. We get about 15 of those texts a day.
Yeah, exactly. But it just like a divine intervention. I answered it, and she's like, "Hey, Sam, this is Leslie Akers from Keller Williams International. I'm the president." And I said, "Okay." So I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking around the street. I'm like, okay, so what do you want to do? Why are you calling me? And I said, oh, okay. I said, how could I help you? And she's like, Sam, I want you at the luxury convention. There's a fellow named Michael LaFido who's teaching a class on luxury listing. And I said, okay. She goes, if you don't do anything in that convention, you have to attend the class, and I want you there. And that's exactly the way she introduced herself. That's exactly how I remember it. And I'm like, okay. And she goes, I heard from your manager that you don't want to go. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're the president of luxury. You're calling me. She cold called me.
You're supposed to be the one cold calling.
Yeah, exactly. So I could hear the passion in her voice. She's very friendly, great lady. We had a great conversation. I think she was in her ranch in Texas. She was chasing a rattlesnake that entered her house, and she was still talking to me. So, I was like, okay, we stayed on the phone, and she was telling me all the advantages, but her focus was on the class, and she spoke highly of you. And she said, I want you there, take a flight, bring your family. Cause I said, well, I told her my wife is opposed to me going because of the cost, the expense, the hotel, what have you. And she said, listen, it's going to be worth it. She said, I guarantee you, Sam, you're going to be a changed person. And she asked me my background, how many years I've been doing this. And I told her everything. She said, you're the perfect person to take this class. And then I said, okay. So she said, I want you there at 8:00 in the morning. I said, okay. So I called my manager. I said, Leslie Akers just called me. And she said, really? She was surprised. She's like, she really called you? I didn't think she was going to call you.
Yeah, the head of luxury from the 150,000, 180,000 agents personally called you and invited you to this event. So when somebody does that, you're like, okay, I better attend. So let's fast forward a little bit. You attend. She met you there, which was awesome. You attended this event,
right.
And you got a copy of our book, part of it, right? Luxury Listing Specialist. Which, didn't you tell me you bring that to a lot of your appointments or something?
Yeah. So Not to get too far into the detail, but she waited for me at 8 o'clock in the morning. She was right there, front and center at your door. All the people were in the class, and she waited for me. She had freshly squeezed orange juice for me. So it was just like adrenaline rush, like I haven't felt before. And you get a lot of adrenaline rushes in this business. So once you started teaching the class, it just, I've taken a lot of classes, Michael, up to that point, but it's just the way you related to me personally and everybody in the class, because there was people that were born in that environment in the luxury market. They were born into it. Some people weren't. I myself wasn't born into it. So, it took a guy like you to really open it up for me. And it just the nuggets that you dropped. I forgot how many hours it was. It was like 5 hours, right? 6 hours.
Yeah, it was a full day training. And so what Sam is referring to for all of our listeners and people watching, we're in baseball season now, so I'll use a baseball analogy. But, some people are born on third base and they're leading off, right? They're born into wealth. Their family was country club members, generational wealth. Mom and dad own a real estate brokerage. They already have a database built in. Some people are born on second base. Some are first. Some are in the batter's back. Some people aren't even invited to the stadium, right? And so we all have our own story, but what you focus on expands. So if you focus on the fact that you're a victim and man, they got it so good, then you're going to think like a victim, right? But if you think, you know what, live in America, or if you're listening to this in another country, focus on what you do have versus what you don't have. It's why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. The poor get poorer because they say, here we go again, where the rich get richer. We say, all right, I started from the ground up and I lost everything. Let's build it again, right? And so our book, Secrets of Top Luxury Agents, we have undercover billionaire Glenn Stearns, and his story is amazing. It was on the Discovery Channel, and then he wrote a book recently called Integrity, but basically, how to rebuild when you have nothing, right? And so that's basically what the story of Undercover Billionaire was. He was dropped into a town. He didn't have any connections, didn't know where he was going. He had $100 to his name, a phone with no contacts, and a rusty old pickup truck. And he had to build a company valued at $1 million in 30 days. So again, it's what you focus on expands. And so, Sam, you didn't come from money, but what you said was those that did, they got some nuggets from the training, those that didn't. So I'm very strategic when we teach. And you should do the same listening to this when you're going a listing appointment, a buyer's appointment, is you got to hit all the learning modalities, right? As a former teacher, right? So visual, physical, touch, tell a lot of stories, use examples, hands-on, so those are some things that you need to do when you go on a buyer's appointment, a listing appointment, because again, you want to be like a chameleon. You can't teach people the way you just want to teach. You got to teach people and communicate with them the way they want to be communicated to. So the event, you got a lot from it. You talked about when you called me a few weeks ago, you referenced a page in that book. Well, first off, you got this book, and you talked about how you bring the book everywhere. Where do you bring this book? I thought that
this was such a mind-blowing experience for me because of the nuggets that you placed in the different modules in the class, that the book hit me. I'm a big believer of energy, right? So this book gives me the energy because it leveled me up, because since I took that class, I got luxury certified, right? By you, and also I went to Coldwell Banker, got global luxury certified.
Yeah. So go ahead, keep going on that.
Yeah. So that $1.2 million, $1.3 million house threshold that I wasn't getting at. My average sales price at that time was like 650, 700. Now it's more of $1 million, right? But sometimes you need that outlet, such as your class, to open up the doors in my mind. It's all mental. Like, this whole real estate business is mental. And sometimes it takes a class like yours or a person like you to deliver the message, because you have a stereotype of what luxury is. And my stereotype going into it was country club. You have to be born into it. You have to know people of high net worth or value, and your family has to know somebody. So, we grew up poor and I made it. I use those survival skills to be a successful agent, but there's levels to this. You have your average sales price and you have your luxury sales price. So how did I get to that threshold? I was blessed with the opportunity, and the book I bring with me, even when I go on a $600,000 appointment, I bring it with me. I have my computer bag. I just keep it there with me, and I put it next to my mantle on my dresser before I go to sleep, just to have it, because it did change my thinking, not just with luxury, just with how I approach my business. And I think that's the key, because you could take this as just a luxury aspect of it, but you could take it and implement it on your whole entire business, because we don't turn down business just because it's not luxury, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're exactly right. So you bring this thing all over. It's a great visual reminder. You put it on your nightstand. Some people put, in hotels, they got King James Bibles there and everything, the
Right,
Book of Mormon. You got this is your luxury Bible, so to speak.
exactly. I think it's more of I call it my level book, because it upped my level tremendously. So it's like the high level book, and it just resonated with me. And on page 43 is a quote for me: "Hunger is a prerequisite for success." That's your prerequisite, because if you don't have the hunger in this business, you're self-employed at the end of the day. We're not W-2 employees. In our contracts, our subcontracts, it says you're not an employee of the company. So basically, you are your own boss. You have to hire the work. You have to hire the business, right? You have to hire the money per se, right? So, there's a lot of factors that go into that. You have to be a great people person. You have to be always learning. That was another nugget. Always be learning. Your confidence grows when your knowledge grows, which that's your heavy.
Yeah, I say that all the time. Grow your knowledge and your confidence will grow, right? So,
Right,
so I have on the screen here, hunger is a prerequisite to success.
right.
We got Joe Borsier out in Arizona. Thanks, Joe. Leveling Up book. And then the other quote that you talked about was, grow your knowledge and your confidence will grow. And we talk about that all the time, right? And so I use this story, and it's true. I had a son that was a little speech delayed, and we held him back 1 year, and we could hold him back another year or not. And so it's like, hey, do we want to keep him with his age group? He'd be a little bit young for his age group, and he might be a little overwhelmed. Or do we want to be safe and keep him back a year? He might be a little bit older in his grade level. But I said, I'd rather have someone that's confident than overwhelmed, right? Because I know the confidence is key, right? It's that lion. It's that picture that you see a meme maybe on social media where there's a cat looking in a mirror and it sees a lion, right? Because it,
Right.
it thinks it's a lion, right? So confidence is contagious, like Vince Lombardi says, so is lack thereof.
Right.
So those are some real big nuggets you got from the book. So thank you for that. What,
Yeah.
what what's working today? You increase your average sale price, whether it be from my class or you mentioned Coldwell Banker. So Coldwell Banker's got their global luxury program. It's
Right.
basically the Institute's course, my understanding, I've been told, and it's
Yes.
white labeled and it's taught by a lot of Coldwell Banker agents, and they throw a Coldwell Banker module or two in there is what I've been told. And
Yes.
you don't have to mention names, but you were the instructor for that class, is one of their top agents in the world.
Right. Don McKenna. So
Well, you said the name. I heard that. So
yeah.
you
Well,
you were taught that class, and so what was the difference from being taught that class from your experience there, whether it be because of her or just the content versus experience what you experienced when I taught it?
so I've taken a lot of classes. She was great. But it's more like in a robotic classroom type of atmosphere. You're on a Zoom. So I'm a big believer in human interaction. With all the technology we have now, you still need that human interaction to be successful, and especially in our business. Computers haven't replaced us yet. It should just be a supplement. So that class was good. It got me certified. But did it change my level? I would say not really. It just changed my designation, for the paper, right, for the marketing. But mentally, where your class was more effective because you showed real examples. You're a live person in the class. Uh, the fact that we all had to travel from all over the country just to come to your class, that's a big thing too, because your mentality is already focused on that. So
Yeah.
you're gonna absorb, your absorption rate is gonna be much higher than you just going on a Zoom, you
Yeah.
know, and it's more impactful because you shared a lot of your personal story and you implemented it in your business. And just that, I remember the video you had of this mansion in Chicago or in the suburbs where you had to figure it out with the owner on how to stage the property. And you said, look, you don't need $1 million to stage this property. And
Right.
I can show you how to do that. So that's relatable to people like me from where we came from.
Yeah.
Because you have a stereotype when you watch all these $1 million listing shows and all these staged Hollywood real estate shows, right?
No, you absolutely do, and that's one of the things. And I just dropped into the comments section is that I think makes us different is we practice what we preach, right? And so you'll see on the screen right now an image come across, and I'll have to refresh it. But this article literally just came out less than 2 hours ago in the Chicago Tribune. Wheaton's highest priced mansions listed for 3.6 million, and the seller will accept full payment in cryptocurrency. So I am a crypto certified agent. I'm one of only a handful here in the Midwest, and so bringing more value to the table to a potential seller and opening up the pool of buyers is something that it's an art form, right? And so
Right.
that's something that we try to help agents. It's a long URL, but I did drop it into the comments section if you're interested. But again, thinking outside the box, being creative, having hunger, right? Hunger is the prerequisite to be
Number one.
successful, right? And
Number
so
one.
if you hang out with your 5 people that are content, they're full, they're not hungry, you're going to be content. You'll be the sixth. If you hang out with 9 dead broke people, you'll be the 10th. If you hang out with 9 overachievers, you'll be the 10th. So Dawn McKenna, you mentioned earlier, top agent in Illinois. She's amazing. I had a big $4.75 million transaction with her this past summer. She taught your course. So thanks for referencing her. So here we are, fast forward
Yep.
2024. You just made a switch in brokerage. You left Coldwell Banker and you had great things to say about them, but you're with another brokerage. What were you hoping to achieve with that? And then what other questions you have for me? We'll do a
Oh, great. Yeah.
coaching session live, and I was not prepared. Have we prepped anything here, or is this on the spot?
It's on the spot, but
Yep.
that's how we do
How
it.
we roll.
So that's how we roll. So I'm with Signature Premier Properties. They're an unbelievable company, and I had this discussion with you before when I called you right before you had the car wash, right? So I told you that every agent, I've been through a lot of agencies and they've helped me grow. They've helped me level. But I think with Signature, they've taken all the styles from the different agencies and they just created their own. I call them the Bruce Lee of the real estate here in New York. They took different styles and they made the JKD of real estate here, right? I mean, every region has their own techniques. So New York, we have our own style and it just fits. It fits like my tie and my handkerchief,
So it feels right? And so for those of you that are listening right now, maybe you're unhappy with your current brokerage. The grass isn't always greener. First off, it's greener where you water it, as you know. However, sometimes culturally, marketing, as well as other things, things are leadership. There's some training. There's better fits. So you made the change. You stepped out of your comfort zone. It's never easy. Here we are, spring of 2024. What's a question? What's something that you have that I might be able to answer here that maybe others might benefit from?
Yeah, like Signature is big on the luxury division that they have here. So my question to you is, where do you see the net income, the high net worth individuals value? Is it going to increase? To me, it's looking like it's increasing, But is that going to make those luxury listing appointments harder because they want higher in the price for those houses? And
Yeah, that's a great question. So it's about supply and demand, right? So do we have a larger pool of buyers that can afford those homes, or smaller? When there's a smaller pool of buyers that can afford anything, uh, then homes sit longer, right? Or assets in general, artwork, yachts, cars, but we're talking houses. So if there's a smaller pool of qualified buyers, makes it more difficult to sell. And so prices tend to decrease, right? Because days on market are longer, et cetera. Where if there's a larger pool of buyers, many times that's where you might get bidding wars, or you get more opportunities. So I definitely have seen, over the last few years, right, high net worth individuals, there's more millionaires. I just showed the article about crypto, whether it be self-made, whether it be their stock portfolio, whether it be crypto. And so there's a lot more people making money. The middle class has shrunk, right? So I think you have a lot more people. I just saw an article, $250,000. 1 in 3 can barely pay their bills, making $250,000, $250,000 a year. And so, don't get me started on inflation and everything else. That's a whole nother topic. But over the last couple of years, people's grocery bills skyrocketed. Gas prices. I spent $90 to fill my tank the other day. The first time, 4 years ago, I was paying $30. So, that there's different philosophies, whether it be in leadership, whether it be local government, whether it be in the White House, that can affect people's wealth. But the upper price points, for the most part, they're doing well. And so you got to figure out, just a reminder to our listeners, you got to figure out what those upper price point clients, what their passions, hobbies, and interests are, right? And that makes you more relatable. If you know what their passions, hobbies, and interests are, you'll get to meet them and grow your network. Grow your network, and your net worth will grow. If your network is with people that aren't working, they're not making a lot of money, that's fine. You can love on them, you can be with them. You're not better than anybody, but those probably aren't the buyers and sellers of the upper price point homes. So, a good friend of mine, he's bounced around jobs throughout the years, Dave Moose Mickelson, and his dad told him, hey, go to where the money is. If you had job opportunities, go to where the money is. Well, in real estate, you got to sometimes go to where the money is if you want to increase your average sale price and sell more high-end and luxury homes. So whether that be joining a chamber of commerce, networking, being involved in those communities where those upper price points are. But getting back to your original question, I do feel like so far, I'm seeing this year, 2024, that bracket is still strong, even though we're in an election year. And so I still think those upper price point homes, again, it's all regional based, it's all location. But I think overall, they'll be strong. So that's a great question, and I think that's a good question and a good one to leave off on. Just we like to be around a half hour, and you guys are doing a great job listening. Again, if you guys have questions and you're watching a replay of this, shoot me an email, michael@marketingluxurygroup.com, michael@marketingluxurygroup.com. And Sam, what's a good place that somebody can, a website for you, or a good place they can reach out to you at?
Sure. So Instagram, Sam Islam Realtor. I'm doing a lot of videos now. Go to my Instagram reel. I have a lot of good stories on there. Also, my website, sellhomesnyc.com, which I've had for many years. I'm getting an upgrade. I'm actually moving that site to Luxury Presence. So shout out to Luxury Presence, a very good website company. Especially if you're gearing it towards the luxury market, that's a very good company. I highly recommend, and they're cost effective. It's not like you have to pay a gazillion dollars for the website. So that's where you can reach me. I'll start doing more YouTube videos, and I'll be speaking more. And Signature has a great studio, so shout out to Signature, because I'm implementing that part in my business now.
Well, keep us posted on that, right? Implementation is key. Keep us posted. Check in periodically. Let us know how things are going, and if we can help, let us know. Would you please?
Definitely, and I'm going to try to get you down here too.
We'd love
So,
to get out there. Absolutely.
yeah.
Like I said, this year we're already been in Scottsdale. We're going to Houston, going to Cabo, Mexico. We got Miami in May. We got Nashville in July. And so those of you that are listening, if you want to have a non-recruiting or recruiting event, or you want to host a Lux designation training, reach out, shoot me a note, michael@marketingluxurygroup.com. And we usually cap off the training of in-person training with a mansion tour. And so we just toured a $20 million mansion at our Scottsdale property. We're lining up in Houston. We have a big development we're touring. Miami, I just had a former student of mine that went on a big appointment with me, $22 million. She's got a $22.9 million listing, Casey Anderson. And we're going to probably tour that at the end of our May 15th Lux designation training. Again, if you guys want more information on where our next classes are, then I would recommend that you go to, I'm going to pull it up right now. You can go to our Miami event. Our Miami event is simple. It is luxurydesignation.com/Miami. That's in 2 months, May 15th. You go up to the top, you click on upcoming events, and you'll see where Michael LaFido is speaking next. And you'll also see where our next designation trainings are. Again, you can go to luxurydesignation.com/Miami for more information, or just Google me, look me up, Michael LaFido, shoot me an email. Sam, I appreciate you. Appreciate what you're doing, buddy. Keep raising the bar. Keep stepping out of your comfort zone. Keep cold calling. And I promise you, Sam, if you have that book by your nightstand, you're going to want to have Secrets of Top Luxury Agents.
I'm already on the waiting list, Mike.
Oh, it's going to be amazing, man. You're going to absolutely love it.
You got to sign this for me when I see you, too.
I will. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Sam.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, guys. Again, if you're getting value, please leave us a like, leave us a review. And if you have a nomination, you want to nominate somebody that should be a guest, or you have any recommendations, shoot us an email. Till next time, Michael LaFido, keep raising the bar in real estate. And like I like to tell people, the sign behind me, prove them wrong. I got my new Lux gear on. I got my shirt on right here. You can go to luxuryspecialsgear.com. Take care, everybody. Make it a great day, and we'll talk soon.